Game number 1, best of 7. Could this go the distance here? This goes to 7. We are 1 game off the maximum amount of games possible played here today. Honestly, I'm excited for it. And honestly, I'm excited for shots like that. Archie with the first save of the game, but already the action is unfolded.
Yeah, we're getting off to a hot start here. Archie. Gonna go low and slow here, wrestling on the goal line. Th0, breakaway. It's gonna be 1-0 for Th0 and Mikeboy.
It's a little bit over-aggressive. Happens. Oski plays a little bit too close, though, sees the breakaway and easily puts the shot on target. Again, we've seen 2 types of styles here today. We've seen the players play aggressive. We've seen the players play very reserved. The in-between is where they start to get caught off guard. If you second-guess yourself at the wrong moment, it could be your last moment before you get scored on. And, well, that's exactly what happened there. And speaking of which, though, with a shot on target, Mikeboy can't wrap himself around the follow-up. That was another one of those instances where if the shot had been on target, it would have been due to the hesitation on the line. They got to be careful. Th0 is looking hot right now. He is just gunning for every single goal.
Sure is. That's a great way to start the series. I'm sure all of these players are at least, even if they weren't watching, they're at least aware of what just happened and understand that anything could happen in these series. But right now what's happening is Th0, another great strike on the back of Mikeboy's flip reset, sent away by Archie with not enough power. Th0 is going to extend that lead to 2.
And it's a good lead at that, because it's only within 50 seconds they find themselves with this solid of a start. Again, it's not to say that, you know, we expected this to be heavily in favor of Oski and Archie, but I definitely didn't expect 50 seconds into this one, Mikeboy and Th0 to have this solid of a lead. Although, dissipate in a second here, because there's the shot on target, turned away. Oski actually dives for this one. Now that gives a chance for Mikeboy to have some space to work with. He puts a boomer underneath the bar, and he will find the follow-up. It bounces out, but he's able to read it well before the defense can get there, and it's 3-0.
A minute 10 into this, if you told me either team would have a 3-0 lead, I would be a little bit hesitant to agree, especially Mikeboy and Th0, but they're coming out guns blazing. Both players getting involved. Oski and Archie got some work to do. As we saw with the prior series, the beginning of the series is not always how it ends. And right now, Mikeboy and Th0, a great start, but we'll see if they can continue this trend. Oski's popping high. Archie over to the corner. Mikeboy with plenty of space here. Drops into the middle of the field. Oski with a nice pass across. I don't think Archie's going to be able to get there. Instead, goes for the corner boost. A pass down. Oski's there. Top corner shot. Crossbar and out. Th0 will confirm his corner boost. Oski's there for the challenge. Archie in a 1v1 situation. Th0 not going to make contact. Archie with the control touch.
Wait a minute. Mikeboy off the backboard. Could he find his own touch again? Yes, indeed he will! Oski, awkward position, and now we're starting to see the downfalls of this aggressive gameplay out of Oski and Archie. Their defense not really stepping up when it counts.
I think they're probably a team that's going to rely on those mechanics, rely on their offensive ability. Right now, Th0 and Mikeboy are not giving them any opportunities to do so. Mikeboy, straight away from kickoff, into the corner, will confirm that boost. Oski with a nice challenge, will pop it out towards the midfield. Th0's going to follow it. Archie, across to across to Oski. I'm going to mess that up this whole series.
I don't blame you, to be honest. There's a lot of IEs in this one. At least Th0 and Mikeboy don't sound similar whatsoever. It's a pretty separate thing. That being said, we're going to be saying Th0's name a lot if he keeps on doing this. Hat trick game number 1, and shots like that do not come often.
5-0. 2:19 left to play. My goodness. Mikeboy and Th0 showing up to prove a point. The double fake. It wouldn't be a Hoodyhooo 2v2 without it. We've had one every single tournament. And Th0 will capitalize. The flip reset. He flops it over Archie at the last moment.
Got 4 goals. 4 goals on 7 shots. He is shooting over 50% as it stands. Meanwhile, on the other end, they don't even have more. They have 4 shots total, actually. Both Mikeboy and Th0 alone have more shots than that. My, oh my. Archie and Oski, I'll be honest, I didn't necessarily think that this would be, you know, a loss for them. That was already the surprising part. The more surprising part is it's 6-0, and we just passed halftime. This is domination like we have not seen at all today.
Certainly a game one statement. We do have a long series, and I'm sure Oski and Archie can brush off one game. But they're going to have to play much better if they want to stop this Mikeboy and Th0 offense. Oski's going to put one on the board. Minute 39 left. I'm not going to say it's impossible to mount a comeback, but I think it's highly unlikely at this point. Mikeboy and Th0, good enough players to understand how to hold on to this lead.
Now, do they get to Brazil, though? That's the real question.
Oh.
Because, I mean, hey, listen, then we'll literally get a mirror of North America, I'm realizing. Game number 1 of our 4th series of the day was a Brazil. If we can get one here, it's the exact same thing. No! They break it. How dare you?
Shame on you, Archie. I cannot believe you would ruin the Brazil. With that being said, though, they did put 2 in back-to-back, and as I said previously, not impossible, while still unlikely, not impossible. Maybe they have their hopes alive for now. Oski and Archie, 3 kickoffs in a row. They've done a little bit of extra stuff. Oski's going to put in a 3rd. Now, hold on. Just a few moments ago when it was 6-1, I didn't have a whole lot of faith, but 6-3, Bass.
Oh, boy.
With a minute 26 left, that's possible.
It's not just possible, it's kind of likely considering how much the momentum has swung. Because again, you got to remember, it was like, what, 4-0 within the first like 2 minutes or so? So the fact that they basically have 2 minutes on the other end, oh, and they might even have another goal. No, Oski not quite able to wrap himself around that one. But yeah, I'm starting to become a believer here. I'm starting to think that this might actually be happening. And oh boy, especially if Mikeboy needs a challenge like that. He makes contact there, but he uses all of his boost as a result, which gives a chance for Oski to rip a shot on target. Th0 gets in the way, cuts it out early though, and that's exactly what they need to do right now. They don't necessarily need another goal. They just need to not give opportunities. They'll get an opportunity, though. Again, we said that the defense has been lacking for Oski and Archie. It's not just lacking. It doesn't exist here. No one touches the ball.
Oh, Arski. I told you I would do that. I knew I would say Arski. I knew I would do that. Archie, unfortunately, not able to make that fine touch catch. He wanted to catch and go. We see another kickoff strategy from... Maybe that's her team name. Arski?
I like Arski.
I'm down with that. We'll call him Arski.
I think at this point everybody's got a team name, right? Like because it's BDS, we got Team Liquid playing at this point. I'm trying to think of who else is technically playing in the tournament that I guess we can technically call them Perspective Williams Resolve, and we'll call this Perspective Comeback at this point because, oh boy, what is happening?
Oski gonna put in a 4th with 40 seconds left. I think it's gonna be tough to mount a 3-goal comeback. Again, as I said earlier, Th0 and Mikeboy gonna understand how to milk this clock, but I am sure that Oski and Archie feel much more confident about the remaining games in the series after the way they concluded game number 1. Put a couple of goals in, build some confidence, maybe plant the seed of doubt into Mikeboy and Th0. But game number 1, strong start.
Oh, no way.
Oski, a lofter towards the net. Not going to be allowed in for now. Oski, maybe one more opportunity. They will put one in for the road. 5-7. 6 seconds left. And we do got to give credit. They never gave up. They continued to play. Introduced some kickoff shenanigans, some kickoff strategies. And obviously, it paid off being able to put 5 in. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough for game number 1. In fact, Th0 will put in one more. 8-5, 3 seconds left. That's going to be it for game number 1. And Bass, let me ask you a question. Did you expect the game to go like this?
No, I was about to say, this is probably the weirdest game of 2s I've witnessed in a minute. And I'm in Champion 2s, so I've seen some weird stuff. This is, I don't really know, man. Don't tell me we get another one. Please not another goal at this point. Like, we've already got 13. I don't think we need a 14th. We're going to see a 14th, aren't we? Okay, no. Ball drops to the ground. We get to go to game number 2. And part of me wants to wipe that from my memory and never think about it again. Part of me wants to burn it in there so I can remember whatever the heck it is we just witnessed.
Great start to the series for Mikeboy, Th0. As I said, I do think mounting that comeback will bring a little bit of confidence to Oski Archie. Not that they ever doubt themselves, but nobody wants to take a 5-0 beating like that in game number 1. No. Look at the scoreboard here. All of these players putting up some serious numbers. And Bass, it looks like we're going to have some fun one here for the 4th series of the day as well.
I hope so, man. We've seen so many good series so far. If this one ends up being, like, we keep on saying, okay, this is going to be the shootout series. No, this is going to be the shootout series. If this isn't the shootout series after 13 goals in game number 1, we're never getting a shootout series. It just doesn't exist. So, honestly, I will say this much, though. I am a little bit surprised. 6 saves on the side of Oski and Archie. I don't know if I can think of a single save they had. They pretty much only played offense.
We'll see if they can maybe play a little bit of defense here in game number 2 while continuing that offensive pressure. Fresh score line, 0-0, 5 on the clock. Maybe a little bit of a mental reset as we walk into game number 2.
Oh, boy. Come on. Just not an early goal for Mikeboy and Th0. Please don't back...
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, all right. No one's there. Archie's going to get there. This kind of feels like one of those games where the gameplay is going to speak for itself. I don't know how much we're going to be able to add. This is a series for sure. This is one of the series of all time.
This is a series. That is a fact. Oski going to pop one high above the net. Th0 is there to send it away. Mikeboy. Patience. Oski's got an opportunity. The slow delayed flick almost baited out the opponent challenge. Oski and Archie, quite an aggressive press, both on low boosts. That's going to be a free opportunity for Th0. And I just got to say, I think that's just poor decision making. You know, way too much faith, way too much confidence in the offensive attack working. Maybe a little bit too carefree for Oski and Archie. Though it is a much better start to game number 2 than we saw in the previous game.
Oh, if he had gotten that, that would have been wild. A reverse pinch definitely would have been enough to spike their confidence and get them back into this one. But yeah, I'd have to agree. It's a little bit overexertion right now to Archie and Oski. Good example, Archie. Oh, never mind. I take it back. I was going to say, what are you doing on the ceiling there? The answer is scoring. What is this game?
Hey, you know what? If it pays off, it's fine.
Yep.
Archie going to continue that aggression. We do know those 2 players, and I think they are very confident players. 3:50 on the clock, a minute into game number 2, and my goodness, Bass, you called it. This one is going to be a shootout.
I mean, is that the right word to use here? I don't know what to use at this point. This is just a clown fiesta. Honestly, it's so weird, man. Every play feels like it should be more choreographed, and then... maybe it's just the lack of defense that has taken me by surprise. After such an offensive series out of the last one that we just saw, to see what is basically just both teams just kind of getting unrivaled airs. But like, come on.
Oh,
huh? Wait, what? Wait, how? Yeah, no, I don't have words for this one, man. I really don't know what we're witnessing, especially Oski on the ceiling in the corner, his opponent's corner at that. It's not going to work out. Th0 should be able to read this off the ceiling. Instead, Oski's actually up to this one early. Th0 will pop this one out to the same corner that they were looking for initially. And again, there is no defense. Open net. Mikeboy, 3-1. What's going on?
Way too much aggression. I mean, it's like it's like we're not even paying attention to where our opponents are and what the threat is. I see somebody in the chat suggesting that maybe Oski and Archie are trying the troll and roll strategy.
I don't know about that one. I feel like this might not be... and if they are, I feel like I can say this without fear of repercussions of the players being mad. You are not BDS. I don't know if there's anyone else on the planet that I trust to do the troll and roll strategy besides BDS.
Big bang from Mikeboy. He's going to require... nice touch from Oski. Archie and Th0. The double demo on one another. Oski, pass 1, pass 2. Follow-up not there in time. Mikeboy sweeps it into the corner. Archie's going to keep it alive for now. Th0 with control. Oski's going to take a shot. Mikeboy Deflects it into the corner. Archie with a pass. Unfortunately, Oski had bailed out for boost. Mikeboy looking to find a teammate. Never mind. The teammate finding the opponent, though. A huge bump on the backside will leave this net wide open.
Oh, Oski, he finds himself whiplash. My lord, does he just get absolutely lined by his player. 4-1 here, starting to look very similar to game number 1. Nothing, this series looks nothing like anything I've ever seen, though. There are no similarities between this and any RLCS play I've ever seen. Maybe we get some normalcy here. No, Archie just puts a shot on target. Mikeboy easily dispossesses. And after about 8 minutes of play, I am still no closer to figuring out what on earth we're witnessing right now.
I think we got to start giving some credit to Mikeboy and Th0.
True, true.
Oski and Archie are making some silly plays here and there, but Mikeboy and Th0 doing a great job to capitalize and provide themselves the opportunities to punish these mistakes. They're playing well, making life difficult for the blue team. Archie's not going to have enough boost to get back to this, and Mikeboy's going to put in a 5th. These are some of the most wild games that we have ever seen, and not just this series, Bass. This whole day has been unpredictable, to say the least.
This day, I'm pretty sure that, like, if we were doing pick'ems properly, I don't think any of you, not a single one of you, would have gotten this one correct. BDS and a reverse sweep, nah. Mikeboy and Th0 coming through and combining for a total of 13 goals in 2 games, nah. No one's predicting what we're seeing right now. The closest we have gotten is maybe a couple of people could have seen Relating Wave and Cash winning in game number 7. I don't know. Yeah, this has been a weird one, man. I don't have words to describe what we're seeing. I'm just going to kind of kick my feet up and enjoy the action. Unfortunately, if you're an Oski and Archie fan, I almost did the same thing. You're not going to be able to enjoy what you're witnessing right now. This is definitely not the performance necessary out of them. And although last time they were able to mount a comeback late, I don't think they're doing the same thing here. 4 goals in a minute. Let's make it 6. Though, no, not able to get the 50-50 in his favor. But yeah, still, I don't think the comeback's happening here in game number 2.
Certainly doesn't look like it. They're going to need a little bit more efficiency and effectiveness on offense. Maybe some better decision-making. Archie to his own backboard. Th0 gonna try his luck, see if he can get one down and in. Oski, fake flick, drops it down into a cut. "30 seconds remain. Oski with a big clear. Archie's up early. Maybe gonna get this down and in. Unfortunately not. Th0 is there to send it away. Archie off the sidewall. Oski's there. Crossbar and out. At least they're generating a little bit of pressure on offense now. Unfortunately, the opportunities not going their way. Not enough accuracy. We do see the team aerial. They were so close they could have been holding hands. Mikeboy's going to put in a 6th with 3 seconds left. And Bass, maybe the troll and roll, maybe that's the meta these days.
Sure. I don't really know what to, like, yes, maybe, question mark? Like, this whole series is such a question mark, I really don't know what to say. Like, most teams would be happy to score 6 goals in 2 games. They've scored more than 6 goals in 2 games in a row. Question marks don't begin to describe what we are witnessing, and it really doesn't have to do with the fact that Mikeboy and Th0 are playing well. I expected them to put up a solid series. What I didn't expect was utter domination. I don't think throughout this entire series, Oski and Archie have ever had a footing on what they're playing.
We'll see if Game 3 looks any different. We've seen some moments of brilliance from the Oski-Archie combo. But they're definitely going to have to clean up their decision-making, clean up their positioning. They're just offering way too many freebies to their opponents. Mikeboy, we see that score line hanging 1,000. And we talked about it a little bit in the last couple of series. But Mikeboy and Th0 teaming yet again this upcoming RLCS season. We're seeing some fantastic team chemistry here. I do understand this is 2v2s and not 3s, but these guys looking incredible, working together, and capitalizing on the opportunities presented. Th0 will gain possession immediately from kickoff. Oski with a big clear, and this time, Archie not going to be able to put in the freebie. I have no idea why he wasn't able to make contact. Not only once, but twice. He could have pinched it on the ground, and immediately Th0 will punish the mistake.
I am starting to give some more credit to the troll and roll potential here. I really don't know what we're witnessing. I mean, listen, I will say this much. One thing definitely reigns true here. Chat, again, always got some weird takes, a couple of good takes here and there. The one I will absolutely give credit to, quote, I guess Mikeboy is eternally slept on. That is so factual, it is not even funny. Every season, people are like, Mikeboy who? And then he beats your best team. Like, it's just over and over again. This guy just exceeds expectations every time. And I'll be the first to say, he's exceeding my expectations today. He is not just doing well, they are dominating. This shouldn't be a goal, but it is. 2-0 within about 40 seconds.
Bass, this looks eerily
Weird.
similar to the previous series. Mikeboy and Th0, pure domination, obliteration, destruction for the first few games. Same thing that Joriez and Oli did. But will the latter half of the series look the same as well? Archie, Oski gonna have to step up big if they want to make a change. 4 minutes left in this one, plenty of time. We're gonna have to see some cleaner gameplay out of the blue squad. Oski through the corner. Unfortunately, think Mikeboy took his boost. Th0 gonna pop one high. Archie with control. Demoed by Th0. Oski.
Oh, is that just free?
No, Th0 to the backboard. Oski finally in position. We're seeing quite a bit of over-aggression here. Archie, another opportunity to maybe counterattack. Does corral it and put it in front of the net, but actually pops it way too high. Tough for Oski to deal with. And Bass, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. We're finally starting to see a little bit of cohesion from the blue team. But is it going to be enough? Archie finally puts one in. Needed a little bit of help from the opponents, but they'll take it nonetheless.
I'm actually positive. I'm almost positive. Mikeboy had the save here and just sent it into Th0, didn't he? Yep. Straight up. Yeah, exactly that. Okay, listen, even when the series starts to get some normalcy, we still have the sprinklings of weird throughout it. I don't know what on earth is going on. Maybe Archie and Oski can turn it around here. Maybe this is the game where they are able to turn all of their mechanics on, not over-rotate, and just continue to play well. I don't know. I really hope so. Again, they were my dark horse coming into this one. I had so much faith in them, and now I'm a bit nervous. There's the demo say again. Mikeboy's there. It's 3-1. Just as soon as I think the rotations are back in form, and Mikeboy decides to send his opponent to the scrapyard twice in a row.
Mikeboy and Th0 playing well. I think here more so in the previous two games. I think you put the nail on the head there with talking about how it's more so Oski and Archie underperforming. But I think here in game 3, we see Archie and Oski step up a little bit. But still, Mikeboy and Th0 holding on, playing well. As I said earlier, the thing I'm most excited about is seeing these two in the chemistry. Th0 with the long-term air dribble bump attempt. Mikeboy from the ceiling. Oski's going to hold on to this. Stays underneath it. Not a lot of boost to work with, but he may pop it high. Archie, the aggressive turn. Mikeboy with a big 50-50. Can he get this angle? No. Does put it in front of the net, but not inside the frame. Oski to the backboard. Two minutes remain, Bass. Still a 2-goal deficit. Th0, the flip reset. Late usage of the dodge. Read by Archie. The catch. Great play. Now Th0's going to take his opportunity in the air. Runs out of boost. Lands on the ball for the 50. Will snag that corner boost. Mikeboy's got an opportunity. Passes across to Th0, and Th0 will turn and shoot on an open net. 4-1, Mikeboy and Th0.
That's clever play all around. This is the first play where you can actually see the choreographing of how it's going to develop, and it goes exactly as it was planned to. Pass out center, though, is there. The demo on the last defender. Even if he hadn't gotten that demo, I still feel like that would have at least been a solid shot on target. But hey, if you can take out the defense and completely remove them, why not do so? 4-1, 90 seconds. It's technically possible for a comeback for Oski and Archie, and this has definitely been the best game they have had so far in the series. I still don't know if it's going to happen, especially when they're cherry picking like that, which gives a ton of space now for Mikeboy to go the other way. Not able to put it on target, but again, there's the issue is that when you do try to play that aggressive, as soon as the scramble in the defense happens, if you are off the mark by even a millisecond, it's going to be a problem. And oh boy, they are very off the mark there. Double commit mid-air, and this should be an easy goal for Th0.
Yeah. That looked more like a Pulse freestyle match than the 2v2 tournament. The crazy thing about it was they're actually on defense. They didn't even have possession yet, so I'm not sure what gave them the confidence to both go up to the ceiling. Either way, it does look like this one is chalked, as they say. 5-1. A minute remains. We'll see if the troll and roll is a strategy worth trying for Oski Archie. They've got the troll part down, as they're going to go down 3-0 in the series. But Bass, I don't know how much faith I have in the roll.
None? Question mark? I mean, again, my big thing is I've said this before and I'll say it again. BDS probably the only team in this entire event that I can rely on to get a reverse sweep. Archie and Oski, you guys are good. Don't get me wrong. Probably some of the most, well, I'm not going to say underrated, but highly rated and deservedly so players in the scene. But, the big difference was that it wasn't like this in the BDS series. Yes, they lost the first 3 games, but they didn't necessarily get blown out of the water. This is the 3rd game in a row that Mikeboy and Th0 have scored 6 goals. I don't think we can overemphasize how ridiculous that is. That you don't, dude. I wouldn't rely if it was just SSLs playing in a lobby versus Th0 and Mikeboy. I wouldn't even rely on them to get 6 goals against them, let alone 7. The Brazil now shows itself up. So I don't know what's going on here, man. This is like, usually I've got some sort of take. I got nothing.
I'm just going to chalk it up to the troll and roll. That's the best thing I can say about it. Hopefully they are able to mount, or do something a little bit better in the 4th game of the series. If not, it's going to be a clean sweep for Mikeboy and Th0.
Yep. Game number 3.
Game number 3 in the books.
This is the first time you and I have just kind of been left speechless. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is just like, again, I predicted these guys as my dark horse. I thought that Th0 and Mikeboy would give them a good series. I did not expect 8-5, 6-1, 7-1. Like, this is more than domination. This is just, part of me wants to say impressive. Part of me wants to say terrifying.
They left the lobby. I have a feeling they're coming in.
Oh, let's see.
Some janky cars, that's my guess.
Oh, boy.
Oski. Not even sure what that car is. Looks like they've gone with the full randomize strategy. And Bass.
Oh.
I think they're actually going to go with the troll and troll. I don't think they're gonna execute the roll.
I'm starting to think that maybe troll and roll was not their strategy. Instead, it was just the roll part, but for Th0 and Mikeboy. This is one of those games that has existed and happened, and it might happen again, to be honest, based on what we're seeing here. Th0 already finding himself with good backboard defense, and we've talked about it before. In a series where defense has not necessarily been a factor for one of the two teams, for it to exist on the other side is definitely going to make a big difference. Oh, Oski, you could have made a big difference there, though. An early goal definitely would have built some confidence, but instead, it's a breakaway play, and Th0 got a chance now to make it 2-0. Mikeboy going to come in for the Not the dive. Fake out on the line, and Archie now gets a chance to go the other way. He wants the musty flick, will not find it. Th0 comes away with the ball. 45 seconds into it, it's only a 1-0 lead, but it still kind of feels like Oski and Archie are still overextending a bit too much, and it definitely will come back to bite them.
Even though they're in these funky cars, this is the best they've looked so far.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what they need to just, I don't know, reset, have some fun potentially. Mikeboy with an opportunity, not going to be able to get that inside the frame. Archie down the sidewall. Now Th0 with a little bit of support for Archie here on the shot. It's going to own goal and tie us up.
Yeah, sure, that'll happen. Even in the games where it starts to feel like we've got a handle on what's going on, we still don't even know what's going on. And honestly, chat, I think that you guys need to get your eyes checked. To whoever said, hey, Oski's car kind of fire right now, no. Just, no.
Archie up on the opposite side of the field. Almost ends up challenging his teammate. Th0 with the shot. Mikeboy there. Leaves it. It's going to bounce in. And Bass, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what to say.
Yep. Feel. I mean, like, part of me thinks, hey, that's actually a nice goal due to the fact that there's a distraction. Mikeboy diving in, trying to make the defense disrupted. But at the same time, we've talked about this multiple times over. What defense? There really hasn't been much for Archie and Oski. They've kind of just played willy-nilly. But I also have to give credit to something you said before. Despite the cars, this is the best game we've seen out of Oski and Archie.
I wonder if maybe it hasn't had that big of an impact on them and the way they play, but maybe it has frustrated their opponents. Again, I'm just throwing out nonsense. I seriously have no clue what has happened here. The final two series of today have just been comedic, to say the least.
Comedic, the other series, comedic for a very different reason, though. It was comedic just because of how incredibly well played it was. But this one is comedic because of how... I think the only word I can get away with without being too harsh is sloppy. This has been a very sloppy series, and I don't even want to try it. It's not to say that Mikeboy and Th0 have played sloppy. It really is just solely Oski and Archie. Like, just... What?
Wait a second. Archie from the sidewall does look for the narrow angle double touch. Not able to connect. Oski challenged well in the corner. Th0's going to be there for the shot. Mikeboy. Great challenge. And he and Th0 will reclaim the lead. 2:43 on the clock. Archie not able to reach that in time to keep it out. Closing in on halftime, Bass. And as wild as things look, this is the closest game we've seen. Th0 ahead of the play, looking for the bump. Oski does well to keep that one out. Archie pushing forward, beaten to the challenge by Mikeboy. Th0 along the sidewall. Catch, control, the flick, the goal. Th0 is going to extend that lead. 4-2.
Th0 has just been a scoring machine throughout this series, to be honest. As much as, like, I do want to give credit, Mikeboy has had a decent amount of goals in every game as well, but Th0 has almost always had the majority. He's had 2 games now where he's had over 5, or he's had 5 goals, and he's already got 4 in this one, and we're just approaching halftime. Like, this is... I don't know how much I want to give credit to Th0 and Mikeboy and how much I want to, you know, blame Oski and Archie. I feel like it's a combination of both, but I mean, I definitely do want to mention Mikeboy and Th0. There are times where you see teams like this who are just not having the cohesion. They're just not playing defense correctly, and, you know, they lose, but it's not domination. There has got to be some credit given to Mikeboy and Th0 for how every time that there has been a mistake, they are so quick to punish, so fast to make them look a fool, and so good at poking the gaps in this defense. It's just happened on repeat, and it's going to happen again. Never mind Archie with a diving save, and again, it's a shame. 4th game is where we start to see Oski and Archie come to life, and it might just be the last game of the series.
It certainly looks that way, unless things turn around quickly. Oski will have an opportunity. Slaps it over to Archie. Archie into the low air dribble. Oski may be there for the dunk, and he sure is. He'll put in a 3rd. And with 1:26 left, there's plenty of time. 1 goal deficit. Mikeboy and Th0 obviously on match point. Oski and Archie pulling out all the stops. You can see the cars.
Oh my gosh, it happened again. Another double fake. And of course it happens in game 4. We're finally starting to see some normalcy out of Oski and Archie. I wonder if this is the troll and roll, but with an extra little bit of troll on them. I really actually do think it is now. I did not believe it for multiple games in a row, and now I'm starting to. Oski and Archie, despite their weird cars, dude, like, come on. That is just so clean.
I mean, yeah, maybe they just fully bought into the troll. I really don't know, Bass. I am left scratching my head. Nonetheless, we're tied up 4-4. 66 seconds remain. Oski, a nice recovery. A couple of wave dashes is going to secure him that corner boost. The pass across, and Archie is there, and they take the lead.
I think that is their first lead of the series, if I am not mistaken. And honestly, it might have come at the perfect time. I cannot believe that after what was already, again, another dominant start for Mikeboy and Th0, they have somehow turned this around. That being said, Mikeboy and Th0, they do just need one goal in the next minute just to at least force an overtime, and it could come here. Oski, though, has to dive back as quickly as he can, and uh-oh, Mikeboy left in his lonesome in a 2v1. Archie goes for whatever that shot is, and it might work out. No, Archie does not get the follow-up touch, and it's not going to be enough. Th0 gets a boomer the other way, and with 40 seconds to go, there's light at the end of the tunnel here for Oski and Archie, but very quickly, Th0 and Mikeboy are going to try and snuff it out. Shut off target, same with a follow-up, and they cannot find themselves the equalizer.
Still some time left. 25 seconds, though. Lots of space to work with. Gonna control this. Has a free one to flick. Mikeboy with control. Rushed on the play. Oski, not much boost left, but he will flick one out towards the midfield. Th0's gonna catch. Archie has already gone high. He went too high, too early. Th0 there for the muscle through at the last moment with the air dribble. 6 seconds left, and Th0 comes up big to tie things up.
And that is now game number 3, where Th0 has found himself with 5 goals in the game. My God, this dude is just an offensive monster. He just continually makes the defense look a fool. And again, although Oski and Archie have had a lack of defense throughout the series, this game for certain they have had defense, and still Th0 has been able to muscle his way through it. And now they got to try and muscle through an overtime, potentially the final game of the day. 5-5 OT. Can Mikeboy and Th0 close this one out?
Oski will take a boost, has his dodge, uses it to pass across to Archie. Archie with a nice demo on Th0. Mikeboy, he's got some space to work with. The soft tap, and Archie's going to accidentally own goal. And I think, Bass, that is a fitting end to this final series of the day.
Yep.
GG's.